I decided to use my $20 plus 40 of my own to buy personal care and hygiene products from Walmart that I used to donate to a pantry down in Hatboro. I felt great about this because I was able to truly cherish these people who don't have as much as other people do, and they deserve way more because they are put in these poor situations and that they don't deserve to be like treated unfairly. And I feel like at least them being able to have a smile on their face for a short amount of time, showing that people do care, it makes me feel happy, and it should make other people feel happy about being kind and being nice.
I decided to buy activities, puzzles, and arts and crafts for people with dementia, and I donated them to a dementia care facility. And I got to donate a bunch of toys because when I shared the news of the $20 challenge and what I was doing, my family decided to donate some more money so I could buy more supplies. My grandma had dementia, and when we did a hands-on activity, she really just lit up and was happier. So I hope that the patients who get to play with the activities I donated will be happier and get a chance to relax and get a sense of normalcy. It made me feel really good. I'm making someone else happy, and that just makes me happy because being happy is a nice feeling.
I decided to pay for some people's groceries. I work at Wegmans, so a lot of times I see people come through who sometimes are short of money, or they have to put stuff back because it's just not in their budget. And I see this unfortunately happen a lot. A lot of times people have food stamps and they don't have as much as they thought they did, or things just cost more than they do. So it was really cool to be able to kind of help people out with that. During one shift, I decided that I would just pay for the gaps of everyone's groceries in reason. So I took the $20 and I actually matched 80 of my own dollars. So I spent $100 that day, just with a bunch of people. A lot of them were single moms, and I just tried to help them out any way I could. There was one family in particular that had a bunch of baby formula, and we're gonna have to put it all back. Luckily, I was able to pay for it for them, and they were just really thankful and really appreciative. It made me feel really happy that I was able to help people who truly do need it and help directly to people in our community. Unfortunately, I can't help all the time, but those little gestures do, I think, make a really big difference. I really have to do this in the future because I feel like people don't really realize that everyday people who surround us in grocery stores, a lot of time are sometimes financially struggling, or they just don't have the means to get everything or provide for their families the way they wish they could. If you see someone ahead of you in line doesn't necessarily have all the money that they need for their groceries, or they're putting back milk because they don't have enough money on their card, I would try to help them out any way I can, because it definitely made their day and it made mine too.
I decided to go to my local Acme and buy $20 worth of groceries, such as cereal, canned beans, canned fish. I got some SpaghettiOs too, and I donated them to my local food drive. What led me to this action is whenever I see that there's a local food drive, I try to donate whenever I can, because I know that it can help anyone who's not as fortunate as I am. It makes me feel good because I know that there may be some people that need that food, and it makes me happy that I may be helping them in any way that I can.
I donated an extra $20 of my own money to make it a combined $40 of food that I donated to Hat Packs. This consisted of bread, applesauce, Pringles, Pop-Tarts, cereal, fruit cups, and Chex Mix. And I did this because I had recently seen some advertising for them, and it turns out that there's a lot of people that go to them for food, and they were always looking for extra help and donations, so I figured that they would be a good choice. It made me feel good because I did something to help other people that I wouldn't normally think of to do, and because of that extra food, more people would have something to eat.
We combined our $20 and bought Rita's water ice and pretzels for the class.
Along with that, we also wrote notes that we gave us each student. Well, it was kind of on the table that each student would grab, and along with their snack. It was just kind of inspirational quotes.
And along that, we added $50 more, and we gave teachers pretzels and water ice if they needed any or if they wanted any. Overall, it was a really nice thing, in my opinion, to do because we spend a lot of time with our peers and teachers all the time.
And everybody was really appreciative. So it was just kind of like a warm feeling.
We went to Crumble Cookie and we got as much cookies as we could with the $40, which was about 12, I believe. And then we went around to random stores and we just handed them to random people we saw. Like, we handed them to workers, we handed them to children, we handed them to like random middle-aged adults.
With each cookie, it included a note saying, "Have a good day." This made me feel really happy and proud of myself that I could give away something and spread positivity.
See, the thing is even though it was such a random act of kindness, we wanted to really implement the random part, and it felt really nice because even though they were really confused at first, they still seemed happy with the cookie because Fusen looked like a good cookie, right? And it felt like really nice.
I went to my sister's show in Philly and I bought flowers for all the vendors and I gave them out to people, and it was a really good experience because usually I don't get to talk to them. Most of them thought they kept asking me how much, and I kept telling them it didn't cost anything and it was for a project for school. And I explained to them what the project was, and they were all they all loved the project and the idea. And it was really nice to just talk to them because normally that wouldn't happen. And I gave my sister and her partner a flower, and they really enjoy it. And it's now her lock screen for her phone. And yeah, it was really nice to see because they all had smiles on their faces. One put it in their mirror that they had at their table.
I bought flowers and made bouquets to pass out to random people on our hike that I took. I wanted to do this because I knew that I would be really happy if someone took time out of their day to give me something, and I wanted to do it for someone else. It made me feel really happy to see people's faces light up when I handed them the flowers, and for them to be so happy with something so small that I did.
I decided to take the $20 and buy fabric to make baby blankets for babies in the NICU. My friend's sister works in the NICU, and they always have babies there that just need some extra love because the parents can't always be there. I just made 2 tie blankets for the babies, and they go over the bassinets for the babies, and then they go home with the babies at the end of their stay, or the families get them if the babies don't make it. They're helping some families out who are struggling with their babies in the NICU because that's just really hard to deal with when you don't always know what the outcome with your baby's gonna be. But it was just really nice to see how my blankets were being used and how they made a difference to some families who are struggling with their kids being in the hospital for such a long time.
I bought toys at Target and donated them to this place called Green Drop in Willow Grove. They were grateful that I brought these toys to donate and said that the donation would go to the American Red Cross. I made sure to buy toys to cover a variety of interests. My parents have donated our old clothes and toys to Green Drop before, and I thought it would be nice to donate some brand new toys for kids who can't afford to buy their own toys. This made me feel good because I knew I was helping these kids, and I know that they will be excited to have these toys to play with.
I used the $20 to buy a teacher the supplies they needed. I asked Mr. Rodabaugh because he's the art teacher at Blair Mill Elementary School, and that was one of my favorite classes when I went there. He said he needed how to draw books for the kids. They really love them, and they are great for when they finish a project and have nothing to do. This makes me feel really good because I know I would have loved this, and I know they will too.
I decided to donate to the Beds for Kids organization, and Beds for Kids is responsible for sending beds, bed sheets, pillows, books, toys, and other things to children in need. So a couple weeks prior, I had emailed them and asked if there's anything in particular that they were in need of, and luckily I was emailed back and they sent me some wish lists that some kids had. And in these wish lists, it was more books, toys, bed sheets, etc. So I went out and bought some of these books and toys, and I was also able to ask around and asked other people if they wanted to donate anything, and luckily I did get some donations. And I stopped by the Beds for Kids warehouse and dropped off the books and toys that I had acquired. And I just want to say the members were incredibly kind, and I'm so grateful that they were there to help me out. I feel really happy. I feel glad that I decided to help out. It made me feel really good about myself.
We went to the store and we bought chips, waters, and juice boxes for the district-wide ELD night, which was a family night for students who are learning English as their second language. And it was a night for their parents to see everything that they've accomplished over the year and for them to just relax, and the students to get to like play different games and everything, which we also volunteered at.
So I learned about the struggles that people have of coming to a new country or learning English as a second language, and also getting accustomed to like the new country.
I thought it was important that we were able to see the teachers proud of their students, and I thought it was also key that the parents they finally got a break and they were able to just enjoy snacks that were brought, and they got to see their kids just run around and have fun.
It felt really amazing, like just to help them. And it was cool to see like how excited the kids got over just like running around a bingo or scoring a goal in soccer.
I gave $20 to the cafeteria ladies, and for them to pay for people who couldn't afford lunch if they didn't have enough money in their account. And it made me feel very good, because I wouldn't want anybody not being able to eat, and I hope everybody's happy.
I decided to give back to some of the people that have been super encouraging and super supportive throughout my entire high school career, being some of my favorite teachers. I think that teacher appreciation should always just be a thing. I personally have grown so much as a person, grown so much as a student, and just look forward to coming to school because of some of my teachers, and it's just a wonderful thing that people can have such a huge impact on others, and I really appreciate that. So I decided to go to Giant, and I got 3 bags of cookie mix. I got chocolate oatmeal, and sugar. I also got Hershey Kisses, some butter, and some eggs with the $20, and then also using some of my own money, I went to the Hallmark store and I got a bunch of tiny little cards that had cute little sayings on them, just like words of encouragement, some thank yous, and I wrote little personalized notes to each of my teachers. I got around 10 of them. And then it was really fun to make the cookies and also taste test them. And then I added them to 2 little bags, and as I passed them out to my teachers, I gave them the notes, the cards as well. It's just such a nice thing to be able to see the smiles on their faces. I think that such a small gesture can go such a long way with people. You never really know what people are going through and how your actions or kind words can affect someone for their entire day or their entire week. I know that for me, if someone complimented me or something, I'll think about it for the rest of the day. Like, it's crazy how such small gestures can go so far. And I think that it was just so nice, because I wanted these teachers to know how much of an impact they've made on me as a student, as a person, especially because I'll be graduating in less than a month, which is really bittersweet, but it's also important for me to let these people know that I have been thinking about them, and I will continue to think about them and the impact they've made on my life. And it felt good to spread a little kindness, spread a little love.
We want cake mix, icing, and cupcake liners. We made 3 types of cupcakes, vanilla, chocolate, and confetti, and we put teacher appreciation notes on top of them. We did this because teachers need to feel appreciated because they work really hard to teach students every single day.
This made us feel good because the teachers weren't expecting the free cupcakes and were very appreciative and loved the confetti. We learned that free cupcakes can create happiness in this world, and that teachers are often forgotten and don't get free stuff like that.
lot.
I went out to Acme and I bought my one teacher, Miss Doyle, a vase with flowers, and I filled up the vase with Hershey Kisses and a nice card. And I did this for her during Teacher Appreciation Week because Miss Doyle's always there for me and always willing to talk to me when I'm not having the best day. And she's always there to lift me up and make me feel appreciated. So I wanted to show her that I appreciate her too. This made me feel really good because just seeing the smile on her face when I walked in her room with the flowers and stuff, she was so happy, and it made me feel really good because I saw how much she appreciated it. It's not the biggest gesture in the world, but just this little thing to fill her bucket, make her have a good day, it makes me feel really happy to see her happy.
I went to Starbucks and I put $5 in the tip jar, and then I donated $15 to pay for the person behind me. I got the idea from my mom, who always pays for the person behind her in memory of her best friend on her birthday. And there was nobody in line behind me, so it made me feel really good knowing that I didn't know who was going to be getting the drink, and I didn't know exactly who the person would be, because, it was after a long week, and I figured somebody was going to be going in to get a drink, and it would be a nice little treat for it to be from somebody else, and hopefully just make somebody's day a little bit better.
I went to a McDonald's near my house, and I told the cashier to pay for the people behind me. I felt really good when I did this because I think I could have been helping somebody that really needed it and somebody who couldn't afford food by themselves.
I went to a local Starbucks in Blue Bell, Pennsylvania, and I gave them $20 and my parents chipped in $20 of their own. And so $40, and I gave it to the baristas, and I told them to pay for the people behind me. And I thought it was really nice because I ate my food inside the Starbucks while the people behind me would get their food. And they ended up when they figured out that somebody paid for them, they ended up paying for the people behind them. They gave their money in the the order that they would have made, and they gave it to the baristas to pay for other people that were also behind them. So in total there were 4 or 5 other people who did that, and I thought that was really nice because they could have just gotten their food for free and left, but they decided to pay. They used their order money and pay for the people behind them. And I thought that was really nice because I made the change, and a lot of people, I know if somebody did that for me, it would probably make my day. And I'm happy that I was able to make a lot of people feel better.
I bought soft pretzels and drinks and brought them to the Warminster police station. A little side note I wanted to add was when I told the pretzel factory what I was doing, they threw in an extra row of pretzels and a bottle of mustard for free, so I thought that was pretty cool. It was a really nice way to show my support for the police force, who don't get a lot of recognition for all the hard work and dangerous stuff they have to do for their job to keep us safe. It made me feel really good knowing what I was doing made them happy, and I hope it showed the officers that they appreciate it.
So I bought $20 worth of donuts, and I gave it to the staff of the Broad Street Ministry, which is a nonprofit organization in Philadelphia where I've been volunteering at with Partnership Club for the past 9 months. I did this because I feel I created a stronger bond with the staff than I expected, and I felt it was kind of a good goodbye gift for letting us volunteer there for the past 9 months. It made me feel good seeing them happy that we gave them a little goodbye gift.
We decided to combine our money and buy dog and cat toys to donate to the SPCA in Abington. The SPCA is Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. In total, we spent $80. I spent the $20, $10 of my own money, and then we got a $20 donation.
And I spent the 20 and then an additional 10.
The reason we decided to donate to the SPCA is because they're a rescue shelter and they don't euthanize any of their animals.
When we went to go drop off the toys to the shelter, the man who took the toys inside was really grateful, and it made us feel really good that we were doing something for the animals and that we were making an impact.
I decided that I would give back to wildlife because it's a cause that I'm very passionate about. There's an organization in Bucks County called the Ark Wildlife Rescue and Rehabilitation Center, and basically they take in any abandoned or injured wildlife, anything from birds to deer and horses, raccoons, fox, and they help them So I knew that I wanted to make a donation there. So I went onto their website and they have a wish list of items that they use and need on a daily basis. So then I went to Giant and I picked up a couple cleaning supplies like tissues, Dawn dish soap, and bleach. And I also got some food for the wildlife that they wanted, like chopped walnuts and ground canned dog food. It made me feel really good because when I got there and I handed the box to the woman who runs it, she was so appreciative, and I don't know how often they get donations, so you could tell it really made her day. And she was talking to my mom and I, she's like, oh, they love the walnuts, and it just made me feel really good because she was so genuinely thankful for it. So it's definitely something I'll be doing again. It just made me feel really good.
I went to PetSmart and purchased a bag of dry cat food and a bag of wet cat food. In doing so, I added an extra $40 to pay for it. We then took the food to a small store in North Wales called Feline Frenzy and Thrift Shop. I also donated some old towels and clothing as they needed some. They were grateful for my donation, and I got to play with some of the cats and kittens they had there. We made sure to get easily digestible food so that all the cats would be able to eat the food we got them. It was a small shop and they had just gotten another litter of kittens. I learned not to only be nice to other people, but to animals because they also can suffer and they also deserve love.
I decided to spend my $20 at PetSmart to buy dog toys for the dogs at Montgomery SPCA. I wanted the dogs to have something while they're waiting to be adopted. I knew that they were probably lonely and scared, so hopefully this would comfort them. I was inspired to do this because I have a dog of my own, and I know that she's loved and spoiled, so I would want all the dogs to feel the same.
I decided to reach out to a nonprofit cat organization near me called Cattails. This amazing lady, Carrie, answered, and she basically told me that they needed cat clumping litter and cat food, like wet food. And so I already had the wet food, which I told my mom about how she answered. She was like, oh, well, your cat Lulu, just right here, hasn't eaten any of it, so that's why I decided to donate the remaining box of it. I also went out and bought cat litter with the remaining $20 that I had, and I'm also gonna buy some cat toys from my own, using my own money, obviously, which I am very excited about. So yeah, honestly, even when I was buying the cat litter and thinking about it, I was feeling so overwhelmingly joyful and fulfilled, knowing that all of this, they're gonna their lives are gonna be better because of something that I did. It's a great thing. Even being able to help anybody in just such a small way, even if it is animals, people, literally anyone or anything, it's just it feels good, very good. It's not about the action, it's about the impact that the action has on people, and it's just not about somebody else's life, it's about yours too. You'll feel different after it. I don't know how, it's an indescribable feeling. It's just great. It's worth it. It's very, very worth it.
It's important to help anyone whenever you can, and spread money around and try to help out the lesser fortunate than you, because we're all people on this earth and we should all be helping each other out.
Some people are not as fortunate as others, and it is important to give back to people in your community.
I should be thankful for what I have because there are people less fortunate than I am who don't have the money to buy things that they want.
I really learned to appreciate what you have. I kind of put myself in other kids' shoes, imagining not growing up with a bed or books or toys, and I feel incredibly grateful that I am living such a fortunate life. And I think from now on I'm going to keep donating as much as I can so that I can help other people out, and I can also, make these small moments matter. A small act of kindness can go a long way.
One person or one small thing can make a big change.
Even though it was so random, I've learned that any act of kindness still counts.
A little bit can go a long way.
I learned that doing something as small as bringing in some pretzels and drinks for people can make them feel really happy and brings a lot of joy to them.
It's really important, I think, to let the people you care about know that you appreciate them.
This should happen a lot more, and it shouldn't be just like a challenge. It should be more or less of just an act that people should all do, and they should just do it like not even thinking about it. They should just be nice and kind to anybody that they can, because who knows what they're going through, who knows what they have.
It feels good to make other people's days, just seeing them happy kind of made my day.
The $20 challenge, or just like donating stuff or doing something good for someone else really brings people together, because when I told my family about the $20 challenge and what I was doing, they donated and they wanted to help. They were interested in the $20 challenge. So I just think that doing good for others brings people together, because not only does it get to impact more people when more people come together, it just makes people be more aware of doing happy things and good things for other people.
I want to say this too, like as cringy as it may seem, like be the change you want to see, because it's worth, like all I can say is that it's worth it.